In these trying times, can we at least agree that most of us need more money? Thank you, Captain Obvious. I think the better question is, what are you willing to do to earn more money? Hey everyone, this is Rochelle and welcome to Multiple Passive Streams of Income. This series of videos are aimed to talk about each crucial step of private labeling. The goal is to keep each video short and sweet, but to give you enough information to analyze correctly, adopt some good practices, and make better decisions. Now, I want this series to be useful for all levels of expertise, so please bear with me if some of the information is for beginners too. Remember, we were all beginners at one time. Who are you calling a beginner? Private labeling is basically getting a manufacturer to make a product that we can put our label on and send it to Amazon to sell. This is no different than what Walmart does with their great value line of products. Target has a private label line of products as well. And even Amazon does it with Amazon Basics. Now, private labeling requires capital. How much is going to be determined by the cost of the goods that you're going to source. So, is your product $1 to manufacture or $10 to manufacture, for example? It's going to take time to become profitable. How profitable will be determined by the demand for your product, how long your product stays in demand, how good you are at optimizing your listings and your Amazon PPC, which stands for pay-per-click, how cheaply you can source the product, and most importantly, how differentiated your product is versus the products that you're competing against on Amazon. And more importantly, page 1 of the search terms that are relevant to your product. Now, my last statement is more intermediate, so if it went over your head, no worries, because all these unknowns will be answered in upcoming videos. How long will it take to become profitable? I would say best case scenario would be 6 months, but probably unlikely, and here's why. Product research could take months. Depending on your product, the manufacturer's lead time could be a week or more than a month. Are you air shipping your product? Are you sea shipping your product? That's probably going to be determined by the weight of the product. How fast can you get to page 1 of numerous search terms? How competitive is your niche? How many delays will occur when you're sourcing your products? Delays like COVID obstacles, Amazon shipping restrictions, and the numerous BS Amazon issues and obstacles that pop up, especially when you first start out. Lastly, how much time are you going to have to invest? You will have to devote a lot of time initially. Product research will be hard at first. The learning curve will be time consuming. Messaging suppliers, getting samples, the time delays due to the time difference between your time and the supplier's time zones. All that and more will be time consuming. But as you become better at your craft and you implement systems, the time requirement will decrease. When I started, I thought it would be too expensive to pay for a coach. And how do you know when you pay for a coach, you're going to get the desired results? The first part of the question is simple. If you try this business model and your first product fails, you probably need a coach. The second part of the question is not as simple. There are different coaching methods, and one coach may be great for others, but not for you. I personally used an AOE coach after I failed at 3 products. His name is Jeffrey Loho, if you consider AOE for coaching, and the link is in the description below. If you are unsure of committing to the cost of a coach, just join AOE's membership at the starter level, which is less than $55 a month, to get the feel for the weekly education, the AOE community, and to learn all the different membership levels they offer. And if the beginning level is informative for you, take a leap of faith and get a coach. Ask other members in their Facebook group to recommend a coach because there are many to choose from. This membership is monthly, so the content has to be relevant and timely and new for people to stay with AOE. So I think this type of membership fits well when you're unsure. It allows you to test the information for a low monthly fee and cancel if the information doesn't resonate with you, versus buying an expensive course with very little updates and little personal support. So let's go back to my initial question. Now that you know that there will need to be, at the very least, probably at least $1,000 or more to start. It is going to take at least 6 months to become profitable, and I would estimate at least a year or more to become profitable. And you will have to dedicate a lot of time to start. So the question is, what are you willing to do to earn more money? Before I go, let me just say one last thing. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it, so it probably wouldn't be highly profitable. Consider when the path is harder, the competition is going to be less, and so add that consideration to your final answer. I hope you agree this business model is worth looking into because it is doable and it can be life-changing financially. Thanks for your time, as I know you could be any other place right now. Take care.